In this video, we will be talking about the SimpleMVC framework and how to install and use it to help manage your PHP files. What is MVC? MVC, or the Model View Controller, is an architectural pattern used for user interface and software engineering. It is composed of three components: the model, view, and controller. The model is where data structures and methods are defined. The view is used to manage everything the end user will see on their screen. And the controller is what takes in user requests to bring data from the model and to pass it to the view. So why use MVC? MVC helps ease the development process by isolating the data access code, or in this case, the model, from the user interface code, or the view. This allows us so that if changes are made to the data access code, the code for the user interface will not be affected, and vice versa. MVC can be extremely beneficial and helpful when developing a medium or larger scale web application or site. It can be a hassle to organize all your PHP files, since most likely you'll have one file per page for your site or application. And by using the SimpleMVC framework, you can easily organize these files. So to recap, the SimpleMVC framework can make organizing your code a lot easier, since they use the two components, the model and the view, which separates your data access code from your UI code. It also helps make your code easier to maintain, since changes in the model won't affect your view, and changes in the view won't affect your model. The SimpleMVC framework can also help reduce your development time, since your code is more structured, making it easier to test. The requirements to install this framework are Apache Web Server or equivalent with mod rewrite support, IIS with URL rewrite module installed, and PHP 5.3 or greater. Note, the SimpleMVC framework is also compatible with databases such as MySQL and can be changed to work with other databases as well.
Hi, today I'm going to show you how to install the SimpleMVC framework for PHP on Ubuntu. So go ahead and open up your terminal. And now we're going to need Apache and PHP first, so that's what we're going to download first. So type in your terminal sudo apt-get install Apache 2. Type in your password. Next thing, the first time you install it, it's going to ask you, do you want to continue? Just type Y and then enter. The second thing we're going to need is PHP, so sudo apt-get php 5 apt-get install. Next thing we're going to need to do is install the mod for Apache and PHP, so we're going to need sudo apt-get install lib apache 2 mod php 5. So hit install. Next thing we're going to need to do is restart Apache. So just go sudo /etc/init.d/ Apache 2 restart. Okay, the next thing we're going to need is curl. So again, sudo apt-get install curl. Next thing we're going to need is git, so sudo apt-get install curl. And then next thing we're going to need to do is get composer. So to go into Google and type curl composer. Click on the first one up here. And copy the first command at the top, paste it into your command line, and just wait for it to download. The next thing we're going to do is install it. So look under installer options, under file name, and copy this command right here. Copy it and paste it here. Just wait for it to install and download. Next thing we're going to do is download the MVC framework. So just type it in Google SimpleMVC PHP. Click on the first link at the top, click download, scroll down and install from terminal now by using this. So copy this, but before you paste it, type in PHP and then paste it. We're also going to rename the folder name here. So we'll take the folder name and rename it to MVC. Hit enter. So wait for it to download now. Might take a little bit. Now it's cloning the repository using Git. Say no, enter. Next thing you're going to do is go to your files and go to home, and your MVC folder's right here, so you're going to copy it, and then you're going to want to go to where your Apache server is. So go computer, var, www, and then HTML. But first we're going to go into our terminal again, sudo, change ownership, so chown, Adam, which is going to be your username, space, /var/ www/html. And what that's going to do is change the ownership of the folder so you can actually access and paste stuff in this folder. So then you're going to paste your folder into the HTML folder. And you're going to go into Firefox or Chrome and just type localhost. And then localhost/MVC. What you're going to do is get this slight error, and we're going to fix that right now. So go to MVC, wherever you posted that, or whatever you called it, and then go to app, then core, then go to the config example.php, open it, open with gedit. Then you want to just change this example.com to localhost. Save it, Control S, then go back, hit enter. Oh, and you're going to rename it to config.php. So just take it, get rid of the example, config.php, enter, and there you go. Another thing we're going to do is modify the htaccess folder. So what you're going to do is go cd/var/www/html, hit enter. Then you want to go cd MVC or whatever your folder name was called. Then what you're going to want to do is type in sudo nano .htaccess. And we're going to want to change in here is the rewrite base to be whatever the name of your folder is, so MVC. And then just go Control X, Y, and then rename it to the same thing, htaccess. And now you are done installing the MVC framework.
So now that we have the SimpleMVC framework installed on our root directory, we're now going to walk you through how all of the different classes and parts of the framework actually work together in order to make your life easier. So a few things that you have to do before you can get started is you have to go to the htaccess file, which is located, if you go to Finder, SimpleMVC, htaccess right there. And you need to rewrite the base to match the root directory. So in my case, it's SimpleMVC. Save. Don't have to touch anything else. And then here, it used to be just HTTP localhost, but I have to change it in order to match. So SimpleMVC. And then I want to open the subpage. But, oh no, it says that no routes can be found in order to get to the subpage. What the heck? So now we want to go to core in our config PHP file, or nope, it's the index file, sorry, index. And you see here that I've commented out the router for the subpage. So this means that when \subpage is appended to the root directory, it wants us to call the welcome controller and the main function within that. What does that mean? First, let's just take a look. Okay, so now the subpage is working. So let's take a look at the welcome controller. So you can see here that we have our different functions, index and subpage. So what it does is it grabs the title from the language file right here. We'll take a look at that in a second. And it looks for subpage text. And as the welcome message, it gets the subpage message from the language file. And then it also has our template file to render, including the view subpage in the welcome folder of the views. And so what is this language file? So basically it's just an array, and it has all of the text that we need, and we don't have to touch any of the code in order to change the text here, which is kind of neat. So why don't I go ahead and change this to SimpleMVC framework is so simple. BR dogs are better than cats. And we also have the text for the buttons located here. So you can see here, back home has the string home. So why don't we make this something else? Cool. Cats only. So let's refresh. And now you see that we changed the text. MVC framework is so simple. Dogs are better than cats. And if we really wanted to, we could go 3R. Cool. So now we're going to take a look at the view and see how this is all put together. So you see here we have our HTML, calls the header, and then we have our title, which is set by the controller, and then we have the welcome message, and then we have the link that's in our button, and we have the link as our directory here, and then it shows the text for the button. Welcome is pretty much the same, except you have to remember to append the name of where you want to go. So say you want to change the style. Well, they also have a style file in here under templates, default CSS style. Have it open here. So why don't we change the color of the headlines to be red. And let's give it an underline